Oh god. Hello? Hi. There are a lot of you. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is David Malonzo, and I am the president of the Video Game Orchestra at UC Davis. And okay. And welcome to our final concert of the year. So make some noise if this is your first time seeing us tonight. And what about anyone who's been to one of our shows in the past? Well, thank you so much, you guys, for your continuing support, and welcome everyone who's just seeing us for the first time, and we hope you enjoy the show tonight. The theme of tonight's concert, Myths and Magic, is fantasy. The music we will play for you tonight comes from video games that encompass this vast setting and extend reality beyond what we know. I hope everyone enjoys the music we are playing for you tonight, and unlike a traditional orchestra concert, we want to hear your excitement. If you see something on the thank you. If you see something on the screen that really excites you, or you hear a solo that you really like, feel free to clap, cheer, anything that you feel in the moment. Once again, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Now I will pass the mic to Devin, our conductor, who will explain the piece we just played and the next.
Thank you, David. Hello, my name is Devin Romines. I'm a graduate student in genetics and am VGO's conductor. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and I'm excited to guide you through the music we've prepared. There are few game series more closely tied to fantasy than that of The Legend of Zelda. Beginning in 1986 and releasing its latest title just last year, these games focus on the wondrous nature of exploration. Our arrangement of Hyrule Fields captures those first moments of dawn on your adventure in the game. Galloping through fields, bathed in early morning light, a whole world before you, just waiting to be discovered. Our journey has started. The concert has begun. This is going to be a long concert. We have a record-breaking 9 full ensemble pieces for you tonight, and a record-breaking 13 small ensembles as well. You will learn in time why we have crammed so much into this tonight's set list, but for now, please bear with us as we do our best to keep things running smoothly. I assure you, each piece has earned its spot tonight. That being said, we now turn to Square's and Disney's beloved third installment in the Kingdom Hearts series, Kingdom Hearts 2. I was incredibly confused when looking up those numbers, but Kingdom Hearts 3 is the 9th game in the series, so here we are. Sanctuary is the opening theme from this game, and it allows you to traverse through various Disney-based worlds and some original ones, and create your own stories in these well-known settings. I hope you enjoy the harmonic bliss and triumphant rhythms at work to create this timeless treasure. Video Game Orchestra would be very dull without its small ensemble performances. These passion projects are independently arranged, organized, and rehearsed by the players themselves. They exist outside the full ensemble. I looked over at them and then I lost my place. They exist outside the full ensemble system and must audition before the officer board for a place in the program. Every spring, we have a lot of small ensembles audition. College students procrastinate things, and once spring rolls around, our members realize this might be the last moment on stage. This time, however, is different from our normal spring rush. This is the final concert for about half of our members here on the stage. And we had an impressive number of small ensembles vying for this point, 24 to be precise. Our first small ensemble pays homage to the most magical time of one's life, childhood. There, unmarred by many of the challenges, disappointments, and hardships that accompany growing up, the world is filled with far more wonder. Everything has its magic, even the theme song for a character creator of a video game console. An icon of music that has transcended the console for which it was made. Please enjoy this jazz interpretation of the Mii channel theme from the Nintendo Wii. If you've read the program, then you know that the next group loves this piece of music, but has never actually played the game from which it hails. Gravity Rush 2. After researching the game, because I've never played it either, it's about exploring through a massive world while gravity shifts around you. Certainly fantasy, and you will hear it in this piece, as it plays in an enchanted zone. Delving into Greek mythology, our next song is emblematic of the roguelike game that it comes from. Sung by sirens, they taunt you for fighting them and losing. Defeating a member of the band removes them from the song the next time you hear it. The change in the music motivating you to persist through the tough challenge. Please enjoy this fun, if a bit gory, song from Hades 2. I am gonna claw out your eyes, then drown you to death.
We are VGO!
Now it's plain to see you wanna be
At Video Game Orchestra, we prioritize opportunity and growth. Here, not only can you practice your playing ability, but we can teach you how to arrange. We can teach you how to edit footage together. And even, you can gain some experience in conducting. Miles Jackson recently graduated from UC Davis with his music degree and is currently pursuing a master's degree in computer science. But with aspirations toward music graduate school, Miles requested to guest conduct a piece this quarter. He has done a fantastic job preparing the orchestra to perform this piece, and in working with him, I've seen him grow tremendously from the experience. The piece he will conduct is very special. World Map's composer, Joe Hisaishi, is best known for composing all the music for the beloved Studio Ghibli films. The only video game series the studio has partnered with, it captures the essence of whimsical fantasy for which they're known. You'll hear the similarities, and they are splendid. Now, please welcome Miles Jackson. I want to point out for a moment, Kelson back there, who plays the trumpet, he's just sitting down. He had the lute, and he was going to play the lute alongside Connor with the mandolin. We didn't give enough time. So please give Kelson and Connor a round of applause for their efforts on the mandolin and the lute. The merging of two game series with overlapping fandoms, Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It was a welcome addition to their respective series. The piece we will be performing is also a merging of two things. The first being a bit slower, more mysterious. It features VGO's first use of the Celeste. This instrument is similar to that of a piano, as you can see, except instead of hammers striking strings, the hammers in this Celeste strike metal bars. You might recognize its sound from Harry Potter, among other famous works of music in the last century. The second piece is faster, with more energy, as we fight to contradict conflicting testimony and prove our client innocent. Our concert master, Masashi, is a man of few words, it seems, when writing program notes for his classical-style small ensembles. Out of respect for his vision, I will merely echo him for this overture. Dragon Quest is the best! Another double feature and the embodiment of fantasy, this medley from Skyrim captures the range of music available in this acclaimed game as you craft stories through your adventures. Much like our full ensemble double feature, the first half is slower and features the Celeste. Except I get to play it this time. Yippee! The second half is faster and more intense. So, off we go. My friend Charlotte and I like Wizard 101. And at the start of this year, we started playing it together again. Meaningful to both of us, we've had tremendous fun walking down memory lane and traveling through the spiral. We present to you the music from the world Marleybone. Its composer, Nelson Everhart, was told to create music that felt like Harry Potter. We hope you enjoy it. All the footage was me and Charlotte playing, if that wasn't obvious. Our last small ensemble of the first act, Rondo across countless Kalpas, is a real treat. As the title implies, it is a dance. As the program implies, it is a gay lesbian dance. Our two dancers, Sammy on cello, Masashi on violin. The floor upon which they dance, Will, the piano. It is a wonderful piece of music, and they've been working extremely hard over the last 2 quarters to get it ready for you to hear. Our closing piece for this first act, it will build into a faster one as time goes on. Duel Theme Connected is a hard piece to play, but the orchestra plays it well. They always play everything well. As with any competition, tensions build over time, the stakes rising higher and higher as you work to win. There are 3 pieces within this piece. Keep an ear out for their transition points when the speed jumps up. There's also some interesting time signatures in this piece, most notably during Andy's piano solo when it jumps from having 4 beats in a measure to 7. Please enjoy. slice less. All the designs from the merch that you see were made by our very own members. The merch will also be... There it is. Hello, there we go. Hello. Welcome back. I hope your pockets are lighter with money and heavier with treasures. We are so fortunate tonight to be joined by the Bakuhatsu Taikodan group. Video Game Orchestra has always had a close relationship with Bakuhatsu, as we always seem to have a couple of members that overlap between the two. This collaboration was envisioned by our pianist Will, who was a part of Bakuhatsu when he was an undergrad and wanted us to see us play one more piece together before he goes off to medical school. Angela, one of our social media officers who doubles as one of the presidents of Taiko, has worked the group hard to prepare them for tonight's performance. Taiko itself is a form of Japanese cultural drumming with a history spanning more than 2,000 years. It was brought to the United States by Japanese immigrants in the early 20th century, and the whole world saw Taiko revitalization after the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. There are now thousands of Taiko groups around the world. If you've never heard of it before, prepare for the incomparable sounds of these drums. Released 10 years ago, Undertale made an incredible splash in the video game world. Its charm and exquisitely crafted story, hinging on the choices you make, resonated with the gamers the world over. The song Megalovania is played at a very specific point in the story. On this path, you are the villain, and the characters of the whole underground have mobilized against you. You have left nothing behind in the wake of your devastation. The denizens of the world, all dead. None of them strong enough to beat your determination. One skeleton stands in your way, the easiest enemy. He can only deal one damage at a time, but he says you're gonna have a bad time. It's a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. On days like this, kids like you should be burning in hell. Lisa's our former concert master, and last quarter dropped quite a bit of money trying to win the Song Choice raffle. Speaking of which, the Song Selection Raffle. Did you plan that? You planned that? No. They're just that talented, folks. They're just that talented. All right. That's all I have to say about that. Now, returning to our small ensemble, it finds us with some lovely brass instruments joined by a flute. Upbeat, lively, and well-practiced, please welcome Sophisticated Fight. What does it mean to be a human? When made to serve humans, but possessing your own sentience, there is a great struggle in finding out who you are. This double feature, From Detroit Become Human, explores the range of emotions that the character Kara must explore as she grapples with a world that sees only one purpose for her. The footage accompanying this piece contains imagery of child abuse. Viewer discretion is advised. Celeste is a game about climbing a mountain. The fantasy part comes from the spectacular and sometimes terrifying things that happen to our heroine Madeline as she reaches for the summit. Fighting past the unyielding terrain and her anxiety personified. This small ensemble tours you through some memorable melodic moments of the game and its most prevalent community-made mod, starting with the cold, harsh wind of Mount Celeste. Returning to our fall ensemble pieces, Sky Tower is one of our more complex ones. The melody itself is long and slow, while the rhythmic backing track is layered and more upbeat. They blend together into this wonderful piece that I've fallen in love with over the quarter. Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team offers a different take on the traditional Pokémon games. For in these games, you play as a human transformed into a Pokémon, Bulbasaur, if you're lucky. Tasked with rescuing Pokémon from various dungeons. You visit the Sky Tower at the end of your journey, home to my favorite legendary Pokémon, Rayquaza. Kicking off our last set of small ensembles for tonight is Flow Together from Final Fantasy XIV. Focusing on the end of the journey and the peace that life can strive to have. We've packed so much into this concert, not just for your own enjoyment, but for ourselves too. This quarter marks the most amount of VGO members that will be leaving in a single quarter. More than 1,000 tickets sold, 22 total pieces, more than 100 players. We've never had a stronger show of support and passion for the orchestra, from fan and performer alike. I mentioned before those 24 small ensembles that auditioned, meaning that for every group you've heard tonight, there was another one that you didn't. They were just as good. It's a hard decision to make as a board, but you should know that 80% of this orchestra participated in small ensembles this quarter. More people than ever before. For an optional system in the orchestra, it's astounding. It's breathtaking. It's magical.
How long you've wandered, went bright as a star.
focusing on Super Smash Bros. Melee. Released for the Nintendo GameCube, this... You cheer at like every phrase. This next medley is for all who competed with their friends and family in this iconic series. With skill sets ranging from fully random to carefully calculated, the games are sure to invoke joy, rage, excitement, sorrow, and plenty of laughs. Please enjoy this trip down memory lane. our first ever male vocalist, Louis, joined us just this year, and he's already set to leave. If only we could. As the final small ensemble of tonight's program, and as his farewell to VGO and the community, he and his friends present the incredible Baka Mitai from Yakuza.
Mondavi Center, I sing for you. Baka mitai kotomo nano ne. Yume wo otte kizu tsuite. Uso ga hetana kuse ni warahenai nikao. I love you more, Kuni iwanai. Kuchimete de honmani bukio. Nanoni toshite sayonara wa ieta no. Dame dane, dame yo, dame naru yo. Baka mitai, Baka mitai, honto baka ne. Anta shiunjuru bakari de suyoi onna no furi setsunasa no yokaze abiru hitori ni natte zannen ga suki machinami sae mo kawarimashita nanoni toshite mirai dake okizari honmo ni roku na otoko yanai soroi no yume wa azushimasu zamamiro seisei suru wa ikagei matete mo baka mitai.
tasked with harvesting imposing and mythic monsters for the survival of your town. You stand before these terrifying beasts, sword in hand, resolved to triumph. With friends at your side, the impossible nature of these battles begins to flicker with hope. Together we can accomplish far more than anything we could do alone. Together we can do anything. That hope is the magic that leads us to victory. Please enjoy, for our penultimate song, the elegant splendor of To One with Life from Monster Hunter Tri.
It should be no surprise that we have saved a trail unending to close our final concert. Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail is a perfect representation of our themes of fantasy, family, legacy, and grief. As you can see, around a lot of our members will be leaving VGO after we play the song. This entire quarter, and to many, the entire year, the anticipation of this final moment has been hanging over everyone's head, creating so many memories with a bittersweet haze. In fall, we explore the history of games, of music, and of our orchestra. We stand on the shoulders of our former members who built this club into what you see today, and our standing members who will soon join them. In winter, we ventured into uncharted worlds. We challenged our musical capabilities in playing our most difficult pieces, the talents of our standing members setting a high bar for VGO members to come. And now in spring, we explore the magic of games, the magic of music, and especially the magic of VGO. The magic of VGO exists in many forms. It exists in the friends we meet along the way. Some of you get that reference. We all joined VGO for the music and the games, but we stayed for the family. In VGO, there exists a community so supportive and engaged, it can be hard and even impossible to walk away. Regardless of who you are, VGO offers solace and a space to be yourself, surrounded by new friends who share your passions. What better way to spread the joy of video game music could there be? The magic also exists in the performances. To hear these pieces from the games we love reimagined on stage, and to see the games projected high up on the screen, we draw upon the nostalgia of so many people's childhoods. Video games carry so much meaning to everyone here. They offer us peeks into countless worlds, captivating our imaginations of all that reality can be and more. Again, what better way to celebrate our passion could there be? I can only stall so long before it's time to say goodbye to all of you. You who have served us from 1 quarter to even 7 years. Leave your mark upon this orchestra. In your time here, this club has transformed from something small to something ginormous. We have performed in halls we thought beyond us. We have attracted an audience far larger than we ever could have possibly imagined, and we have played more pieces than we believed to be possible. Every challenge we have undertaken, we have overcome with great success because all of you saw fit to dream of something greater. And now it's time to leave. Adventures await all of you on a new trail that is maybe unending. And we wish for you all the best. And thank you for playing with us.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. It means the world to us and more. Have a wonderful night and a safe journey home. We'll see you in the fall.